Good morning. Good morning. I decided to go ahead and hit the live button. I'm not ready, but hopefully I have noise. Probably barely. Good morning, Deborah, Sylvia, Dee. Good morning, y'all. All right. Hopefully I have. Oh, I better have sound. Okay, it looks like I do. For a second, it looked like I didn't. It has a little thing. Oh, that light. Just a second. It's a little bit softer. Wasn't helping my headache this morning. Thank you, Sylvia. Good morning. How is everyone this morning? There is sound. For some of you, that might not be a good thing. Okay, let's see if I can adjust this just a little bit. I did not get that adjusted before I got on. That's why you got the weird thing. Hi, I'm Colleen, in case we haven't met. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and thank you to all my returning subscribers. Tell you why I'm kind of frazzled this morning. It is still dark out here. I'm just seeing, I can see the trees in the field out there, but it's still pretty dark. I am maybe closing these windows that I may have to sign off early. I just saw lightning in the distance. We don't sew by the window when it's lightning. Oh, storms don't bother me, but windows, well, it's storming do. Okay, we had rain and storms all night, Dee Dee said. Oh, do you have a weather radio? Our weather radio didn't go off last night. It will probably go off all day today. All right, give me just a second to get unfrazzled. That lightning kind of went. Good morning, Angel. Angel is Halo Inspirations LLC. She has a channel and a fabric shop. And I have glow-in-the-dark fabric now, thanks to her. So he says, oh no, not storms. I don't like lightning. And we'll see what it does with my internet too, because we haven't had a good storm since we've switched to the Starlink. Everybody saying good morning to Angel? Oh. What happened was I ordered fabric from Fat Quarter Shop. I can't remember the date I ordered. I think I have the invoice. Last week, right after the live, my entire giant cup of coffee spilt right there. It went up on this machine. It went behind it. It went down the pegboard all over the rulers. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we're going to try not to do that today. Let me see if I can find my receipt real quick. Oh, there it is. See if it says when I ordered. Mind your own business. You're not seeing it. Well, anyway, I ordered the background for this project, and I was supposed to get it by Saturday, which was fine. Saturday gave me several days till today. Well, then it said I was getting it Monday, which was fine because it said around 10:45 in the morning. My back stops about 2, and I'm waiting for it, and I decided I have other things that I need to do and work on just in case it is closer to 5 when I get my fabric from the post office. And it was closer to 5 when I got my fabric, so my back was done. I did get it starched, so this morning I spent my morning cutting all these backgrounds. I still have some strips by width of fabric. I still 7 by width of fabric, but I think, how much did I order this? Pretty sure I ordered I ordered 2 yards. Let me see the pattern, see what the cute boot says. Good morning, Tracy, Tracy, Tracy. Our mischief manager. Good morning, Fern. Good morning. It's good to see everyone this morning. Okay, what was I just looking for? I was looking for the amount of background fabric this calls for. This calls for 2 3/4 yards of the, well, background for the stars and background for the boot. Now, I haven't cut it all because but I got 2 yards and I'm doing my stars different. I decided not to do the flying geese method that they use in the pattern. And I have contacted the company to see if I can share my version of the star because it should use less and have less seams. It's FPP and it includes their side pieces that they have around the star. So instead of cutting those separately, you're going to, oh, I can show you mine, but I asked if I could share mine. This is going to be part of the flying goose unit. Just add the sky up there at the top. So I ordered 2 yards. It calls for 2 3/4 yards. I imagine that includes some, for accidents. I ordered 2 yards. I need another 10 inches. Let's see. Yeah, this is about a yard. I learned that from Quilt Shops. This is about a yard, but I only need another 10 inches of it. So if I can share the way I'm going to do the flying geese, I think it saves a lot of background. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I shared mine with the company, Benartex. I always pronounce it wrong, and I apologize. This is a pattern by Virginia Cole. Very cute. But I contacted them to see if it was okay to share my FPP. It wouldn't, infringe or anything on them. So when I hear back from them, you'll hear from me whether or not you can have the FPP version. But that saves, I'm only going to use 10 inches of this yard I have left. So that's actually using 1.5 yards of fabric instead of 2 3/4 for the background. That's assuming, and you know what happens when we assume, that's assuming that my offcuts that I have left over right now and the ones I will have from the flying geese will be enough for the boot parts themselves. Let me find that. I can show you the picture from what I have researched, and my friends helped me research. It's okay to show you this picture. This is the pattern. And there's stars. There's a link below. I should have put a link up here, but like I said, I was getting a little frazzled by trying to cut this fabric so I could get my offcuts of my background for the boots themselves. That way I wasn't cutting more for the boots and using more fabric. Yep, that's the one, Tracy. Why can't I say that? Benartex. I started watching. Oh my gosh, I see her face now. I went blank. All right, we're just not going to talk about that. Seriously, I've been cutting all morning. I've been up for a couple hours and I haven't drank hardly any coffee. It's an issue. Pat Sloan. I had the S, but that's all I could come up with. Pat Sloan does fabrics with them. And she's one of the first ones I made a pattern from. I should be able to say that name. Oh, and good afternoon, Sylvia. Good morning, Sherry. Phonetically, it is Benartex. Thank you, Tracy. When somebody else says it, I can say it, but for some reason, my tongue gets tied. Oh, that is a lot of light this morning. Okay, where am I going to start? I don't know where I'm going to start because I thought I was going to get another couple days to plan this. So, move this just a tad. I'll show you what I got going on over here. I just threw something in the floor, which is never helpful. Pardon me. All right, I can show you this because it's not telling you anything. This is the flying geese I'm going to do. I cut out the templates, so all I have to do is put them on here. So this is how I'm going to do the flying geese. Where is Melissa Furnass? Hopefully sleeping. She hasn't been sleeping very well lately. So hopefully she is sleeping. Do we share links? Oh, I am so not on it this morning. I made my own little templates by just, let's sort some of these. Okay, that goes. Not today. Okay, I'm not going to say that. It'll probably get me in trouble just because people are mean. Okay, all my little squares go with this. So each one of these has a snowballed corner. You have to look at the pattern to figure out which corner that is. So I've got some of those cut. I'm going to put those with that. And then, so this right here, this is the background, and this is their background. And I was trying to get these cut so I could just do this. So I could just use the pieces that were left over from my width of fabric cuts for like those parts. Does that make sense? So I didn't have to cut more, because I think using all the scraps up, I should be able to do this without cutting too much more. If I missed something, I apologize. Exclamation COLEEN in the chat will get my attention. It brings my name up in orange. It doesn't matter what device you're using, because I know some devices you can't do the @ sign with the name coming up. So that was my workaround for that. So you get my attention, and I know you'd that you want something. There was I can sympathize with that sleeping thing. Yeah. Now we're going to talk. Okay. Yes, like that. Sylvia's shown you. It triggers the Nightbot to bring up a sentence that highlights my name, and then I can start watching or look back for the question. Thank you, Sylvia. I have the best moderators. All right. Get my stuff out here. I may have to. I was hoping to get this done first, because these are going to be used on the boots too, the offcuts, because I'm going to cut these off, because that's the shape that I need for my FPP version. So I can use those for the boots. So I shouldn't have to, and I may have more scraps than I need. Shouldn't have to do too much more than that. Actually, I think I am going to do that first, because I don't want to have to be cutting. I was so organized. I was so organized and had it all ready to go for Saturday when I got my fabric starched and ironed and cut, and it all just went out the window. You know, when we make plans, the good Lord says, watch this, as he laughs, proving he has a sense of humor. Okay, I'm going to put all this stuff behind me so I can kind of concentrate on what I got on going on over here. I don't have 2 cameras set up yet. That is on my want list. So I'm going to be moving my camera as soon as I figure out what I'm cutting where. Let's move you all down so you can see what I'm seeing. If that cat will jump up right there, right back there, and just scare the tar out of me. You know, the cat got more views, I think, than most of my sewing videos. I just thought it was hilarious. And she's such a pretty cat. Oh, there's Melissa. She didn't hear her alarm. Well, good. You needed sleep. I'm going to cut my FPP pieces down so I have some offcuts for those boots before I do anything else. Oh, my goodness. I hope everybody had a good weekend. What was I just looking at? My cutter. One of my cutters. Whoops. That one will do it. I don't know. Can I cut 10 of these at a time? I'm going to say no. I could probably cut 5. 1, 2, 3. So when I do FPP templates, and if I'm allowed to share it, I will share the templates. I know it seems like an odd thing to ask maybe, but I would rather ask than to get in trouble. So with my templates, all I do is I put it on top. I can show you this because it's mine. And lay my ruler on the line at a 1/4 inch. Get a little bit more room. And my 1/4 inch line on my ruler. See if we can move you guys just a little bit more. Pardon my moving. Really don't like that about this camera. It does not tilt, so I have to do things like this. Put the ruler on my 1/4 inch line right there, and I apologize if you get vertigo and I just set your whole brain off. I don't know where I got these blades, but I swear I've had this one forever, and it's still cutting like it's new. It did not pull the fabric at all. Lining the bottom and the edges up right there. Then getting my 1/4 inch line over here. Ask what background I am using. I am using a Riley Blake. What's this called? Just a second. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for asking, Angel. This is Confetti Cotton's White Sand Solid. That is a Riley Blake, right? It's the one they had on sale this month as a basic at Fat Quarter Shop, because 2 yards was $12.78. So normally you may just toss those. I don't. I'm going to use them for the FPP part. So I've got it. Now I just undid those. Confetti Cons is Riley Blake. $12.78. Is it wide back? No, it's just a 2 yard cut. They had a sale this month because of from Fat Quarter Shop. Don't know if I said that. I probably did. I repeat myself. I can't remember what it was. A yard. Did it say what it was? A yard 6. Now let's see if I can cover this up. I think that's it. Let's see. Now y'all can see what I see. 6.38 a yard. It's actually easier for me to look in my screen at this than to see it here in front of my face. Right now, for the month of September, and it's almost over. It's normally like $7.98, so it's a little bit. It's a little bit of a discount. And I know Halo has Riley Blake. Halo does, because that would have been my go-to if there wasn't a sale. This lined up, and then my 2 edges right here lined up. I need to get me a camera switcher so I can have 2 cameras, one overhead, so I don't have to move my camera. But you know, I'm still paying on the tech I just upgraded and Starlink and all that. So normally I would glue this down, but I didn't. Okay. Oh, did I say that? I read it, but I don't know if I said it. Halo said, oh, 2-yard cut. Gotcha. It's normally like $7.98. Yes. Okay. So got those cut for my flying geese. These offcuts I can use over here. I do the same with these. I do starch my fabric. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys, I need some pattern weights. Alyssa says. Sylvia says she's living life on the edge. Oh, we do some risky things around here. Who needs best practices? I usually don't have so much trouble, but I'm kind of crooked over here, which makes it just a little bit different. But shaved a little bit off that. That'll be all right. I saw some pattern weights the other day. I've never used pattern weights. I also saw a DIY where I'm lining my edge up here and here. Take sheet metal, put it underneath your cutting mat, and then use magnets. That looked like it would work well. And the reason I'm cutting a 1/4 inch over is because that is my seam allowance. This will be the part of the fabric that shows, and all this up here and this line is my seam allowance. So I know I absolutely have enough fabric in my seam allowance. I should put clips on these. And I love my plain old cheap binder clips. Buy some flat washers. I bet I've got some flat washers that are new. Tori uses large nuts from the hardware store for her weights. I think I saw it. So scary to watch her cut. I just want to send her blades, but she's in Australia. Or you mean me? It's scary to watch me cut. I can see that. I can totally see that. Okay, now that I've got some pieces of my background here to work with, this is actually a pretty good angle as far as what I can do right now. So this machine has to be on 1 to be in the center, and then I drop it down. FPP, I do at a 1.4 or 1.6. Now this is what's left of my newspaper print. I have quite a bit left still because I bought a bunch before the price skyrocketed and made it ridiculous to try to use it for FPP. So I'll be switching to regular print. I'm so not organized this morning. All right. So the boot is, okay, these should be in order. I stacked them, the bottom of the boot and all their fabrics, and the top of the boot. So they should be in order. Okay, that's the back. This is my fabrics that I cut, but what I did is I put it on my light box and I drew a 1/4 inch around each one to make little templates for them. And I'm probably not going to use them today, but that's how I cut out what I did have cut out. Okay, so there's the boot. Will these work for here? Will work for here. Not there. It will work for there. I can see through this fabric. So that's a piece I can use there and here, because these are too short for over there. And put this over here. So this is the boot pieces. And what they've done, oh, I need to remember to tell you guys what I'm using and how I'm using it. Let me get a drink of my coffee real quick, please. Back just a little bit more so you can see. Okay. I am using 2 5-inch charm packs. I found that the 2 of each color in my charm packs, and the name of them is, you know, who knows. I did keep that so I could tell you, and then I stacked it somewhere. There they are. I got these years ago. I don't even think they're available anymore. And I don't know who they're by. Home on the Range and La Vie Boheme. Did I say that right? I should get a thumbs up if I said that right. I probably didn't. But those are the charm packs. I got 2 of each. I'm like, just a second. I ran the vacuum yesterday, which means my foot pedal moved. But I used 2 of those. I did starch them, which means they shrink in one direction, but I'm finding they will still work. This one, you can see it's a little bit short, but as long as I have 1/8 of an inch, I'm okay. It's not going to bother me that I'm just barely short right there. If that bothers you, don't start your charm packs if that's what you're using. I wanted to point that out before I forgot. So that's what I used. I used 2 starch charm packs, and the offcuts of them, like when I cut this part out for the boot, I saved so I could cut these out for this, and I still have quite a bit left. I will show that at another time. My brain is just doing 90 to nothing right now, so it needs to chill and come back to earth. See, going to fabric store this afternoon. So many need some prayers as I haven't bought much fabric this year. Oh, I am praying for you, Fern. I'm praying for your pocketbook. Deborah, do you are not Fern, Deborah. I saw somebody say I agree with Fern, and so then I said Fern. Deborah, do you want prayers that you find lots of fabric or that you don't? Oh no, Deborah, that could be dangerous. I know, right? Deborah says, not sure. The store has most of their fabric for $5 a yard. Oh, my store has a $5. Some of their sale fabrics are go down to $5. I guess you can always ship fabric home. This is true. This is true. All right. I'm not sure which order the pattern put it in because I'm kind of doing my own thing. I didn't use yardage. I'm using charm packs. I'm not using their star pattern, their pieced star block. I'm doing my FPP star block. So it's different. But this piece, and I'm not showing you any sizes or anything. This is not my pattern. Like I said, it's by Virginia Cole for Benartex. Did I say it right? I need to write it down in phonetics and stick it over there. I don't know why. My mouth has a hard time with that name. It's not good. Okay, so I need to put these 2 pieces on, and these 2 pieces will match the piece of your boot that goes right here. So whatever fabric you used for right here, you need to keep a couple little pieces so you can put it up here and on the strip that goes over here. It has a piece on it too. So I'm going to move these up a little bit. This one is already glued to it. I don't have my light thing set up over here. And I do have a add a quarter ruler. I just am terrible about using the thing. I use this ruler. I'm going a 1/4 inch over from this line. So I have my seam allowance, but I don't have extra back here. Is there any reminders that I'm forgetting to remind of that you ladies know of? Oh. I should iron this. I should actually have my iron set up. Where are we going to put the iron? Just, oh, I knew I was doing FPP, and when you're doing FPP, you need your iron set up. And you need it set up where you're not going to knock it off and freak everybody out, as I sometimes try. Oh. Now, what'd you guys decide on? That Tori was scaring you when she cuts, or I am? Or both? Just a moment. Grab the wrong cord. All right, I think this will work. I have a smaller iron, but when it comes to press the whole block, I still have to use this one, and I really don't like changing during the live because it messes with me. Okay, so I'm going to use this leftover strip from cutting, and I'm going to put it right here. I have lower waist methods. This one's thinner. Let's use it. Man, there is no sun today, which means that you can't see. And that light, okay, I give already. Right sides together. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to follow the line starting off my paper all the way down. I'll just follow that line with my foot. You can use your universal foot. I usually have my piecing foot on, so that's just what I use. I don't need to back stitch, just stitch straight. Hold on to your thread so it doesn't get baked. And it covers the entire piece. See, to me, this is wasteful, but that's just, it's what it is right now. We are not going to judge. I do very low waist piecing. I make most of my own for that purpose. Okay, then I'm going to cut off over here. Anything off of that paper is going to get gone. I'll go ahead and line up my, oops, 1/4 inch up here and down here. Halo is doing a sew along. Halo is doing the fantabulous Scrappy Stars. Oh, that's not good. How many things am I going to knock into the floor? Pardon me, that has got to be not a pretty sight. But anyway. She's doing fantabulous stars, which I thought about adding to my wall hanging that I'm using the coriander quilt block of the month to do. Because well, it was going to be a centerpiece for my table, and then I've kind of decided that my table is never, ever going to have room for that. No, that works. I really need to start looking into cameras or switchers. Maybe Christmas. So I'm going to line this up with that piece of fabric because I know that's at like 1/4 inch. And I don't need to look through a light box because I know this is already cut in my 1/4 inch. Start off the paper. Next week I'm going to get my light box over here. My light pad. If it's not sunny. When it's sunny, I don't need it at all. But it is not sunny today. Off the paper, hold your threads. My threads get 8 and then it makes a horrible clanking noise. Off the paper. paper. I did not put that one up. See that? I didn't put that up far enough. So now we get to pick that up. Yay. And I use a tiny stitch. I don't. Kimberly Jolly, she is awesome at picking out stitches like this. That's not what I do. And you may hear some thunder. I get between them and cut the stitches. Carefully, not cutting my fabric part of the time. Sometimes I cut my fabric and I have to recut it. It's not good. A couple of Wednesdays a month, we drop a pattern and a tutorial. The pattern will be free until the quilt along is finished. Thank you, Halo Inspirations. And she has videos up on her channel right now. The patterns are over on her, I want to say blog page. She has links to them, and they are in 2 sizes. This usually doesn't take this long. I may need a sharper seam ripper. No, it's just me. Okay. So what I did is I didn't move this up far enough when I sewed that. And now I'm not going to sit here and pick out all of those things. Those will come out in the wash, and I'm worried. So when I make it go over like this, I want to make sure that I'm getting this all the way up. I did not do that. Why? Because I am an irresponsible person who, should be beat on occasion. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's not nice. Don't beat people. That's why we quilt. Because punching people is wrong. My paper tore, but it's fine. I could retape that. I could reglue it, but I'm not doing either. I've done this enough. I'm just going down that again. I had buffing anyone else? Oh no. It did thunder. That's why we are testing the Starlink and haven't committed to it yet. There we go. Now it covers my whole paper. Seems okay here. Okay. Woo. The Starlink, the internet is so high. Even if it drops out on me, I should still have plenty to do the live. The upload and the download speeds are still very high, unless it just cuts out altogether, which it can do. Hasn't yet, but it can. Now I'm going to cut off my excess over here. Yes, I see you. Seems okay here. Who said my name? Halo. Are you using Streamlabs? No, I am not. I'm straight through YouTube. I have looked up Streamlabs. What was I doing? I've looked up Streamlabs. Sorry. Concentrating and talking don't go hand in hand for me. Okay. And that is what they're calling piece Z. I think I can say that. That is piece Z done, which is the toe of the boot. Let me clean up my mess here. These are too little for me to use in anything, so they are going to go in the garbage because I don't have a pet bed thingy going on or anything like that. Although, maybe I should make one and put it underneath the car. I came home Sunday to find the cat, the neighbor's pretty cat. I'm going to call it Ghost. I found Ghost under our other car, just lounging under the trunk, like she owned the place. Clearly, she owns the place. Or he. I don't know what it is. I need to ask. Deborah says, okay, here on hotel Wi-Fi. Have any of you awesome ladies used Inkscape? No. Oh, and thank you for mentioning that. I had a viewer, and I would tell you who it was if I could remember, on my Saturday where I was tracing things, mention Inkscape. And I was looking into it. It's safe. It's free. That's all I know about it right now. I was looking into it on my phone when I was stuck on the couch yesterday. And we're going to put this up and pray that we don't need it again. hear thunder. I'm warm. Okay, need a drink of coffee, and then we'll do the next piece. Like I said, this is not my pattern. Oh, Lisa Capon uses Inkscape. Cool. And I have in the past. Lisa Capon has instructions on how to use it. Oh, Halo, I need to look that up. Thank you. Melissa and Angel both know that. She has done so many tutorials. What was the one she did recently that I was thinking was so cool? Was it a rooster? That was in the, she has a group. What's it called? Patreon group. I get the emails from that. And I think she's going to have a rooster or something like that. Anyway, if you haven't visited Lisa Capon, Lisa C, exclamation Lisa C, will get you a link to her. Okay, so this piece of one boot is done. I'm going to put it up there to get it out of my way. Now this one, put the first one on with big chunky glue. They have adapters for the regular size glues that turn it into a little point. I can see through my paper, so I was not expecting rain. We haven't had rain in forever. The first piece, right side up, and you see, okay, you can see this. Right side up, and I am going for edge here and edge here because that's how I cut it. So, okay, I can get the light just right. I didn't go down right. Let's try that again. It's hard to do in the air. For the pieces like this, I just measured the box with the 1/4 inch added and cut them all that size. Same with this. All right, now we've got it on there. We've got a 1/4 inch you can see right there and right here, if I can get my light to cooperate. The one to do it right in me wants to go get my light, my little bitty light mat, put it over here. By the way, it was $10 on Amazon. Super, super cheap. Great starter. So I've got this. I'm going to go over here and get a 1/4 inch past that with my ruler. All right. Fine. Hang on a second. I do have one of these. I don't usually use one of these. So to use one of these, you put it on the line and you fold it back. Right? And then this is an add a 1/4. Now, an add a 1/4 plus. The plus is the lip here. If it's just add a 1/4, it doesn't have that lip. It's not nearly as useful. I do have a small one that's like that. But the lip hooks on to this piece of paper, the fold right there. So I have a close to perfect 1/4 inch of my fabric right there. Now, I said this isn't a tutorial. I'm just trying to explain how I do FPP. I hope that I don't get in trouble for that. This has a background piece. It's a little background piece. Do I have? Let's just use that. And I honestly can't see the order she has them in. Oh, okay. I can now, and I'm doing it right. That's always nice. Right sides together. Make sure it covers when I flip it over like this, and it does. That's making me anxious, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to sew it. Get these edges together. But see, I'm just using the cutoffs from the flying geese that I made for these. So hopefully I don't have to cut any more of my yardage to use for these little pieces on the boots. My needle wasn't up all the way. My thread did not want to pull out. And if I wasn't doing this on live, I would have these extremely organized all over the place. And I'm going to push that back. And I'm up in my seam allowance right there. I've got the paper covered. Gonna Give that a quick iron and then cut it off. Cut off the excess, not cut it off. See, my thing is I don't see the point in having two rulers out most of the time. And I just can't get this one to work on the edges like this one. In theory, it should, but it just doesn't work for my head. So I cut my 1/4 inch away. Those pieces are too little for anything. They're going to go in the garbage. The Plus has the wedge. They both have the lip. They do. Hang on. This one does have a lip. Oh, the Plus. Okay, I see what you're saying. The Plus has this folding edge. I had it backwards. Thank you. I know she doesn't need me to say this, but she is absolutely right. Credit where credit is due. This is just a add a 1/4 Plus. It's a small one. It does have the ledge right there. This one has the beveled edge for turning the paper on. I can do it on this one. It's just more convenient on this one. I need a small one like this. I'll have to order me one. I want a pink one. I got this one off of Amazon. I did not look. It is just add a 1/4 because it was cheap and I was getting free shipping because I don't know what I ordered. Okay, so look at that. It actually kind of looks like a boot heel. And then let's see, will these work here? No, they will not. No, that's just fine. Nope. That one is too thin. I'm looking through the fabric. I can see through the fabric. If it's not, I can't get a 1/4 inch over here and get a 1/4 inch down here. No matter how I put this on up there. Now you can see it. There was just no way to get a 1/4 inch out of that. And that's not the one I was going for, but same difference. I do find starching makes them easier to work with. Okay. I'm just going to line that up right along that edge. And I know that this is going to cover that and then some. What did Fern say? My puppy is snoring. I had to turn up the volume. That reminds me, I need to get on to my husband. He was snoring last night. Okay. On this one, I'm going to start with my needle right here at the intersection, do a back stitch, and then go off the paper. Back stitch off the paper, but I'm starting at the intersection. That is how I learned. I've seen Kimberly Jolly do it differently, and if it works for you, do what works for you. Don't let anybody tell you, no, that's not how you do it. If it works for you, you go, girl or boy. And right now, my universal foot probably be better to see with. Holding everything in place so when I turn this, it doesn't go anywhere. So 1, 2, 3. Whoops, got carried away. And if you go a little bit past that line, it's okay. Paper will tear when you fold this down. It's not a big deal. Oh, what'd Deborah say now? My troublemakers. I know I had a mischief manager here. Where did she go? Most of them have britches. Cut that off at the paper where I back stitched. That is a lot of light. I'll work on that. New camera, things change. Just, it's work. Okay, so I'm pushing that back, making sure it covers everything it needs to. And you can kind of see that it does. Again, I apologize. I'll have to do better next week. Getting my background fabric slate just threw my little head completely off. It just did. Okay, so I'm going to use this beveled edge to I put it right on the line. And if you want to account for the paper better, you can. It's going to work either way. You put a little bit of that on the other side of the line. It's going to be, that didn't work right. There we go. So I fold that back. Then I'm back, was on the phone with Brenda. Oh, she heard me. Tracy knew. Bedding this up against that fold. That piece will probably work for the other. Since this is I feel like that was just barely a 1/4 inch. No, that's good. What am I trying to say? Since this is a solid, there's not really a wrong and right side. Okay, well, technically there probably is, but it's going to look the same in the quilt. So, you know, don't panic. When you're doing FPP, you still want your right sides together when you go to sew them. So this piece will work here. Wait, is that the right piece? No, that is not the right piece. Don't let me do things like that. I already cut this piece for it. Alrighty, that's why this isn't a tutorial. So this piece is the same as this upper boot piece. And I'm working on the right one. I wrote on every one of them. Right. Tops I didn't write right. I probably should have. I could have. I mean, that's not right. Give me a second. Angles. Did I cut that? Okay. It's going to go on like this. So I need it at this angle. I'll get there. Thank you, Tracy, by the way. I love the Sylvia method. Yes. Fudge. Fudge. And more fudge. So I just lined this piece up against my background fabric right there. I know some people get very upset if you say that a batik doesn't have a wrong and right side, because it does. My thing is, if I can't tell which side is the wrong side and which side is the right side, it's going where I feel. So you can pin this, you could glue it if you wanted to. This time I'm going to sew, I'm going to start off the paper and I'm going to sew to this point right here. I'm going to stop there and back stitch. So I'm only going to the point and then back stitching. Start off the paper. I will probably do some of, well, I don't know, I've got so much to do. Nailed it. Then I moved. I should be using my universal foot. It would be easier to see. Do I know where I have that hidden? If you need to add and have an extra seam, it won't matter because there are already so many seams to begin with. LOL, exactly. So, and Tracy said that, and what she's saying is the Sylvia method. And we call it the Sylvia method because it's just so much less stress. So much less stress than, okay, let's say I flip this over and I'm short right here. It's like this. Oh no. Oh no, I'm going to have to seam rip that and redo it. No. You just get you another piece of fabric. Put it across to cover the distance and sew it to it. If you have directional fabric like this, you may want to, give that some thought before you do it. But that's just, don't take that out. Don't stress over it unless you really are that person and you want to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Our brains work differently. And if someone tells you there is something wrong with that, you thank them and say thank you. I think I'll do it my way. If you get the same results, I don't see any sense. I have explored different ways, and I just do the way that's working for my brain. Now, I'm hoping that I've got all these the same way. Isn't that adorable, that little heel and that? Now, the larger piece, and this is the easy one. I cut it. Basically, it's half of the charm square. And I chose to cut it that direction. So this goes down all the way across. For instance, so true, Tracy. And if someone notices and points it out, they are not your friend or quilt worthy. LOL, Tracy said. Exactly. Absolutely. I know people that aren't quilt worthy. It makes me sad for them. So I'm lining this up. I've got a little black poking out there. It's fine. Since this has my 1/4 inch seam right there, that's what I'm lining it up for. All the way across. I do have videos if you want to see the stitching closer, and I've done lives with the stitching closer. It's just with this camera, I can't. I didn't change that. This is a Brother CP60X. And since I've gotten better at sewing and realizing most things that were wrong with it were me, I really like it. Oh, a little bit short up here. It's fine. It's in the seam allowance. Nobody's going to notice. And I knew that was a possibility because, like I said, I starched these and then tried to make them work for the pieces I need. Oh, isn't that cute? That is just so stinking cute. Okay, so we've got this piece finished. Now I have, there they are. Oh no. Let me turn this one over because now I have trimmers. I shake. It happens. So will you see me? It's okay. It's okay. This too shall pass. I can work through it. Okay, so they've got this big piece, and I needed 20. What you call this? Charm squares. There, different companies call them different things, but anyway, I used a 5-inch square that had been starched, so I lost a little bit. And I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch over here, which means using the beveled edge, fold it back. And if you need some help with FPP, a pattern, anything like that, feel free to ask in the comments. And I think it's safe to say most content creators' comments, if you ask a question, they'll get back to you. I am slow, and I may have to ask someone else. But I can get an answer. Sorry, my hand is all kinds of in the way. This camera angle, we're going to have a discussion after the live. I didn't notice that I was doing it, but I just folded both sides down. These are too tiny for me to do anything with. Okay, so I want it to go this way, right? That's not right. You know what? I'm not going to stress about this. I'm just going to put it on. Some of these I cut into, yeah, I'm not going to stress about this. It's going to go how it goes. If you are wondering why I'm awake, I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule after watching World Jigsaw Championship last week. Tracy said. I agree with Melissa. I'm just happy to see you. I could have done a better job with my directional fabric. We're not going to talk about it. I'm just going to line it up here, making sure both of these rectangles go off. Now, I was cutting them into the triangle shape. Whoops, sorry. Into the triangle shape, and I decided I didn't like that. It was too much cutting, so of course I'd already done most of them. Start off the fabric, go across on the line, and they tell you how many of these. I'm missing a. There it is. They tell you how many of each of these in the pattern to make and print. Or I push that one back. I'm just going to put this one on. line that up across there. Making sure when I take my 1/4 inch, it goes all the way across. Sorry, got phone call from doctor. You're fine. There's no troublemakers. Everybody's behaving as much as we can expect. There's some questionable people, but you know, we love them anyway. And thank you for the lurkers. In case I forget to say that later, I appreciate the lurkers and the replay folks. Cut your threads as you go along and throw them away. It might save you some brain space. Okay. That one fits, and that one fits. Covers the whole piece of the paper. See this right here? Little bitty tip right there is just sticking out. It's fine. It's in the seam allowance. Nobody's going to notice. Nobody's going to care. In fact, that's going to make a little bit less bulk right there when you sew everything together. See how I can justify things? I am that person. Thunder rolls is in my head. Lining this up on the 1/4 inch line right here. This is a Missouri Star ruler. I can't remember. I think I got it from Missouri Star. It's 2.5 by 8. I am not affiliate or sponsored or anything like that with them. I do have an affiliate link for Amazon, so if you click any of my Amazon links below, that's where it will take you to use my affiliate, which means I get a little bit, anywhere from 0% to I think the most I've seen is 10% that they offer. Okay. And this is my waist. Not bad. One more piece. I was cutting that this morning, so let's see where we put it. And they do suggest that you cut these into squares to do the snowballing on the larger piece. I wasn't going to, but I was over cutting tiny things. Melissa's here, just had to make coffee. What are we sharing? Just booking flu jab. I need to get my flu and my other shot. Oh, link to pattern. Is your pattern a free pattern? Yes, this is a free pattern. It's the pattern is by Virginia Cole for Benartex. Tell me right now. Okay, and I want the piece that matches my boot because I cut all of these and I just stacked them. So I want the piece that matches my boot. And I'm going to lay this down so I can see it better. Woo! Did y'all see that? Okay. Lord. Did I do something wrong? Oh, okay. I still have another piece of the boot that goes up there. That's what that is. But this piece is going to go right here. So you have to pay attention where you put that. And I think they may tell you how to do this, but I'm not going to draw a line. I'm going to sew from here to here. I'm going to use my seam tape. I have, hey, that was uncalled for. Okay. Yeah, I have seam tape out here. Really need to work on this. I'm not a professional, but I try to play one. I'm just going to go straight across, and a scant would probably be good. Just if you draw the line and go, what do you call that, Halo? Sewer's trick? You go, quilter's trick, you go just toward what you're cutting off, just a smidge on that line. It will make that easier to line up. So when you push this back, it should line up right here, and it does. Then I'm going to use my snips, cut a 1/4 inch away, give or take, and press it. I need to find the other piece of this boot. I thought I had it all. Okay. Then press it back. You should set your seams. I didn't because I didn't. I'm telling you, if I was beat more, I'd do things proper. That was my air quotes, proper. Okay, so we've got this part of the boot. Let me see where I put the other part. We should be able to get one boot done pretty soon. Okay. This is the top part, all the tops of the boot. I know it. I need one of these. This is my tab. They have the tab and the boot the same color. The boot heel, I have rarely noticed that the heel of my boots match the tab at the top, so I decided to do it different. So we're going to put these aside, find our colors that match it though. That's not it. Now this piece, I had them in order and then I just, it did not stay that way. Okay, there they are. I cut a 1/4 inch out. I drew a 1/4 inch out and then cut it for these templates. And they'll go like this. So, and I used the same 5-inch square I used because they have 2 5-inch squares. It's going to match that. Oh, hey, Angel, sorry, I was on the phone when you came in. Sewer's method. Okay, thank you, Angel. I need, there was something you called it. Okay, so I need those. And I need my scraps. That's not big enough. My scrap cut off, so I'm going to use these. Line it up. I'm not even sure I've got a 1/4 inch there, but you know, I'm sure I've got enough of the other. You can flip it over to double check it. I did that a whole lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, Lord, take care of me. Please. We're almost done with this boot, actually. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 seams on this, and then we're putting it together. Oh, grandbaby's going to love it. Oh, okay, I should mention this. I'm going to start up here. Whether or not I start in the center, it just depends how easy it is to get to. It changes practically with every one I do. But I'll either start or stop right there at the center of this intersection. Back space. Melissa, quit that. Back stitch. Quilter likes it on the side. A sewer likes it open. Brenda Foley. Hi, lurking at work, listening. Good morning, Brenda. And thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing good today. Oh, and I don't know if Sylvia has put it up, but she has had more donations, so she is getting closer to a refurbished or new device for her YouTube channel. She is currently using her dinosaur, which is an iPad 2. This one slipped. You can pin these. I find just holding them is easier and less pokey. And I'm holding my thread with this finger over here. I am very sorry about this light. I should get me some tape and do that. I'll try to do that next week. I apologize. It only takes, 2 or 3 stitches. I get carried away. If I had these cut to size, I could do both of them at the same time, chain piece, but I don't, so maybe next week. Maybe next week. Fold it over. You've got plenty of coverage, more than you need, so this is a little bit wasteful. That's why I do the templates. I can plan ahead. I see this poking out, so I'm going to trim that off. I thought maybe it would. Didn't have it aligned as well as I thought I did it. So you don't want to see that poking around if you can help it. I did a red, white, and blue quilt wall hanging. That was my first experience learning that I need to trim the back off if I don't want to see it shadowing. Hello, Tracy. So I guess I'm a sewer. I do everything. LOL. Am I a sewer? I guess I could do everything. Where's my ruler? Oh, I should have told you. My first piece, I already had glued wrong side of the fabric to the wrong side of my paper. Checked to make sure I had at least a quarter around here and trimmed up. Then this is right sides together. You fold it back. And I'm cutting a 1/4 inch away from that line. So we're going to cut here and here. Yay, Tracy. Yep, I'm a quilter. I do bags, but no clothes. Okay, I'm a quilter. I don't do clothes. I did PJ bottoms. Does that count? And I'm going to use this ruler instead of my add a 1/4 plus ruler on this line right here. I'm going to fold my paper. I have been known to cut my paper. This is not a good way to hold your cutting utensil, by the way. I promise you, I normally do it better. I'm not as risky as it looks. I did not just rip that off. So get that all nice and pretty. Then they add, I call it the tab. I don't know what anybody else calls it, but every time I've had boots, I've called it the tab. And I tell you, not a hick out here has ever corrected me. So I'm going to line this up right here. I've got it lined up here. So straight across. And thank you for the link to the free pattern, Melissa. I am so sorry. I should have pinned that. I should have pinned that. Oh, that's not where I'm supposed to sew. Do you see what I just did? I did some air sewing. I sewed there instead of here. I sewed. Don't judge. Don't act like you've never done that before. Pick a line, any line. Oh. You did pin it at where, that's where I got it from. Oh. I know I put it under the video. Okay, so hopefully I've got enough to go all the way across. That was a little scrawny on one end. Nope, that's fine. It's in the seam allowance. Well into the seam allowance, so let's just push that back. Ooh, that's just a little bit. It's fine. It's going to be right there when I sew it. Well into my seam allowance, no worries. So we're going to do this one over here. I've already got the first one glued. I just used this cheapest glue I could find. Washable school glue though. Washable, not permanent. School glue. This one does not leave a residue on the fabric. It stays on the paper. I haven't seen any weird colors from it. So I am going to check the 1/4 inch here because I want to make sure I have that right. I kind of free-handed these when I did my templates. So use the beveled edge to get that straight. Use the lip to catch the fold. And yeah, it's a good thing I did that because my next piece would not have been all that great. I would have had to trim. I like templates because when I use templates, I normally don't have to trim hardly anything, which means I get to just sew. Let's see. I want this. I have a little cut right here in my fabric. And I want to make sure that that's off my seam allowance when I fold it over. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm just going to move it down So I know it's out of my seam allowance. Yeah, that's right. Got this lined up here. If you're using a light mat, you could see the 1/4 inch over there. And sew it across, preferably on that line. Preferably on this line. I say that because I just did it differently a minute ago. I didn't mess up. I was, showing you what could happen if you're not paying as much attention as you should. Almost all school glue is washable. You have to work hard to find any that's permanent. Now, if you use a ton of it, I like the Roxanne's bottle. I like the glue, but I also just like the tip on it. Whoops, there went a ruler. That's all right. I'm about done with it. Just push that back. And now I'll cut off everything outside the paper. I got the Roxanne's from Halo, but I like the tip, and I can refill it with glue until that tip goes bad, and then I'll buy some more Roxanne's and I'll do it again. Amazon, not the Amazon brand. They had another brand that I was going to get. It's a giant thing since I do a lot of FPP. Colleen, yes, Sylvia. How many boots you doing? There's 20, but I'm only going to do this one. And this is the right one. And I'll try to do some off the live and then do a left one on the live, just so we've got one of each, you just seeing how it's done. I think I can use that one somewhere. I don't think I can use these. Oh, so I'm going to sew this together and we'll be done. Let's see how it's going to go together. I don't even have my document up, so we're going on. I know what a boot looks like. Okay, this is the top. And I lay mine this way just because my head likes it when I do that. And it'll go to here. And then this will be here. Okay, so I need to put all of these together. And this will be added to this one. So I'm going to take the tip of the boot and add it to that long piece. You can pin this. I'm going to turn it over this way so I can use my FPP paper for the 1/4 inch, since I have taken my 1/4 inch foot off of my machine. I'm just going to go right down that 1/4 inch. I've lined up this side, and the top as best I could. Okay, you just stay under there. We try not to go over 2 hours because I know I can't take it. My mods can't either. Nope, I didn't cut this off. That's okay. I should have trimmed that up better. So that's, take this paper off. It's easier to press if you take it out of the seam allowance. And I press to one side. I don't press open. Does anybody hear that thunder? I could press open. I don't know what the pressing instructions are. It looked like I didn't catch that. Okay, I caught it as soon as seam allowance. Sorry, I was checking my seam allowance right there. That didn't look caught to me. How many boots you doing? I saw that at an hour. I'm pretty much done sitting here. That's okay. You go walk around, play with the dog. Meh, all good here, Tracy says. Yeah, I heard it. Me no like it. Okay, this one, this side of it just goes over this side. I'll line the edges up. Normally I would pin it, but I don't want to pin it. I put a pin through this point and through this point here and this point and this point here. But today we're just going to hang on to it. Telling you, after I've sat here a while, I start doing very questionable things. I'm not in the right spot. There we go. Just wing it, Tracy says. And see, that's why we love Tracy. She always encourages us to do our own thing. This little boot tab. That nail tore off and I'm having a hard time getting this paper now. Decided I need more coffee than the guys need sleep. Okay, I'm not tearing that off. It's annoying me now. I'm just going to press to the side. Okay, now I'm going to sew this to this. Same thing with the corners. Normally with my FPP, I would pin, pin, and pin here. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just lining up the papers, and you will see it will work fine. Hold on to the papers. It'll work just fine. Because this should not be stressful, and it stresses me out when I have to put a million pins in. I just sew right down the line. No, that's just cute. And then we'll put this part on. Again, how I do FPP is usually pin. Ain't doing that today. Line up, let her run. I learned a lesson Saturday. It was make sure you charge your mic really good. Oh, that's just stinking cute. Really good before you go live. Not just 30 minutes. Even if it's been all week, it needs to charge. My mic died the last 4 minutes of that live. Okay, now we've got these two pieces to put together. I'll move them up here so you can see. I love this. I absolutely love this. Tracy says I can use her motto, I do what I want. I am going to clip this right here just because it's a long seam. Yes, we do what I want. Melissa needs, oh, I need a drink of coffee. I've been talking a while. But I'm going to line this up here and here. Make sure this is on the inside for the right boot. And I'll just sew down that line. I pin this, I clip this just to make sure it stays where I want it right there. I could sew the other side and use the line. In fact, I think I'll get my 1/4 inch back on here because I don't have a line to go down on this side. I did not look up to see if anybody's done any tutorials on this or anything. I haven't even looked to see how old this pattern is. I don't know. I don't know if it has a date on it or not. I just liked it, saw it, thought I'd share it because it's free. Again, not mine. Lining it up with the inside of my 1/4 inch foot right there. And I didn't put my earbud in. watching that I don't flip that seam. And yep, it's in the floor. It's in the floor. Make sure I caught all my seams. This says my 1/4 inch isn't that great over there. It'll be fine. Open it up. And ta-da! So I did this really slow. This would probably take less than an hour, hour and a half. I don't know how much I talked at the beginning because I was still getting my stuff together. And I am a little off right there, which I could have pinned it and tried to get it better there. I'm not going to notice. The baby's not going to notice. I like it. All right. And the pattern tells you what size this is supposed to be. I still have some cutting and stuff to do for it. Let's turn this off. Get the camera back up. Close your eyes if you get vertigo because I am moving the camera. It's what I do. And that, give me just a second. Whew. Maybe. Sorry, I jumped. I've noticed, I think it's my trimmers that make me jump more. I'm thinking the Lord's telling me it's a good time to get off here too. So that is one of the cute boots. And this is the right facing one, right? I wrote on here somewhere. Yeah, this is the right facing one. And that's how I would do it. They have all the numbers of what piece it is. Like I said, this took 2 charm squares, some background fabric, a little piece for the tab, and I used a separate color for the boot heel. I love it. I love your gnomes, Sylvia. Oh, absolutely. So what Sylvia says? I want to do alternating with a Stetson. Oh, with a Stetson. This may need to be bigger with some Stetsons around it. Woman, I don't need that kind of help right now. That is an awesome idea. Oh, by the way, this one right here, that was block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was block 6 of the Coriander Quilts block of the month. I was going to put it on my community tab, and it was not working for me yesterday. I couldn't put any pictures up for some reason. I reported it. Cute. And are you sashing those boot blocks? Yes, it has the, it's going to have one on each side. And then there will be a strip here and a strip here, just like the pattern says. I haven't cut those long strips yet. I think I've cut everything but the long strips. And like I said, this is not using 2 3/4 yards. This is probably using 2 yards. And I think that's because I'm doing my flying geese differently. Doing them FPP instead of traditionally pieced. Like the, well, I think I would call that, because you're not using FPP, I would call it traditionally pieced, like they're showing. This is a pattern by Virginia Cole for Benartex. Why? It's like when I say soldage, my jaw and my tongue both have a hard time getting around those words. I don't know why. Whoops, I dropped that other piece. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for sticking around this whole time. I apologize for such a long live. I can only do this in the amount of time I can do it. I wish I could do it quicker for all of our sakes. I have back problems, and so we try to keep it within our comfort zone. Let me get a drink, and then we start saying goodbye, so everybody can take a break and get coffee if you haven't had your coffee, soda, tea, whatever it is, water. I need some water too. Oh, I changed donation places for donating plasma. Yes, Sylvia, where are we going to find that Stetson pattern? We all want to know now. Fern asked. Oh, Stetson instead of the stars? I've already got my stars cut all out, so. But I could do smaller. We're not doing, I have enough fabric to do Stetsons in the same fabric as the stars, though. Sylvia, would you please quit? I love that idea. I, I doubt that I'm going to do it because I have so many other things that I have to do before this my grandbaby is due in January. Before this baby gets here in January, I have so many other things I want to make, and I am just slow. All right, everybody's getting their goodbyes in. Again, free pattern, not my pattern. I didn't do any of the stars. I'll show you how I do the stars after I hear from the company. If I do hear from the company, I don't know if it's a problem because I don't know about copyrights and I don't want to infringe on any designers and, the whole thing. We don't want to do that. MSQC has a Stetson pattern in their template. For applique? Applique would make a cute Stetson too. See, now you got me talking again. Let's see. You could do a Stetson on the back. Sylvia's going to create a Stetson. Sylvia, you have to share. You have to share. You have to share. Because now we all want it. Thank you. Sylvia is our resident FPP expert. She creates not very complicated. She creates FPP from pictures. There's a program out there that's free. It's all about the angles. We don't like Y seams, so it takes some doing. I'm learning it myself. Woo. I messed up more than a few times. Time to start my day recording, so I'm heading out. Have a great day. My big tidy up says, okay, Mom and Pop, are Mom and Pop on today, or is she still in Florida? Are normally on at 10 a.m. Central Time, which is my time, and they do cross stitch Tuesday, and then they have a live on Saturday, and they're doing bags, little zipper bags and stuff like that out of scraps. Laura Lynn is sick. Oh, no. Laura Lynn is sick. I am so sorry. We're going to pray for Laura Lynn. We're going to pray for Laura Lynn. So, oh, I hate that for her. I am so sorry. Let's pray for Laura Lynn so she gets well fast. Yeah, I'm that girl. I'm not telling you to pray. It sounded like I was telling you to pray. You do you. I will be praying. We can still be friends. She did not catch it from me, Miss Melissa says. I was just thinking that. And you skipped your lunch date so she wouldn't catch anything from you. Then she went and caught something. Oh. So Laura Lynn is normally on Tuesdays for cross stitch and then Saturday for a live. Both are live. We're watching out on Halo's channel for her fantabulous scrappy stars, and it's free until the sew along cut, until all of it is over, and then it will be up on her site as a paid pattern. So get it while it's free, because as our friend Angel says, if it's free, it's for me. Nothing wrong with that. And Dee Dee, she does organizing, cleaning, simple DIYs, decluttering. My mind just went, home decor type stuff. We love that. She puts videos up at 5 o'clock on Thursday, again, Central Time. Halo is at 3 Eastern, 2 Central Time on Wednesdays. And I will probably be at my son's, so I will be getting the hashtag replay. Oh, okay. I think everybody has said goodbye. Yes, Melissa has the dreaded thing. Everybody's saying hugs and love. Alrighty. And I'll be back here next week, Tuesday, 7 a.m. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. And I guarantee this creek back here will be full. It's usually dry by the end of the day. I got a burn pile I could make a bonfire out of right now, and it would be safe. We've had a drought, awful drought. Okay, and I might get on and do a live between now and then. Now that we've got Starlink and I can get on when my gamers are home and not interrupt their game, I might pop on and do one of those. I did last weekend just because I thought somebody might be interested in seeing it. It turns out there was a few people, so it's worth it. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to visit my moderators and friends. Check out their channel. Give them some subscription love. Give them a thumbs up. Make a kind comment underneath their videos, because who doesn't like a kind comment in their day? I do. So love you guys. Take care. Lead with kindness and be the light you want to see in others.